Welcome to our fifth lesson of CMake tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a versioning in your product. Why is it important? Because let's say if you create libraries or executables shipped to your client, you want to know which version are they using, right? There could be different behavior from it. So there's a lot of ways to do it, and CMake has very good standard way, which I actually really like. So I'm going to show you how to do it. Alright, so I'm using the same project that we used in the previous class. So let's see, so CMake list again. Remember this project quick bits part? It seemed pretty useless right before. We're like, why the hell do we have to do that? I'll show you why this time. Why is it really useful? So what we can do, we can actually specify this thing called the version in here. And we can just say, let's say 1.2, right? 1 is a major and 2 is a minor version. Okay, so why do we need this, right? So we're gonna use this version in our config file. Basically, we're gonna generate a config file, like regular config file, that will use this version string, and then that config file will be compiled into our binary. So inside a binary, then inside of some source files, we can just include that config file and output with our current version. So when we update our version, all we have to do is just change the CMake list version. Okay, so let's create the configuration file. Configure file. Let's call it quick bits config. And I'll explain you what the extension in means. Quick bits config .h, right? Okay, so configure file rule consists of two things, right? So they consist of an input file. That's why the extension in, right? So that's the file that we're gonna write, right? The input file, and then the output file. We want the CMake to generate quick bits config.h in our build directory. And then during the build time, our source files will pick up this Hfile. So basically what happens is the first thing that CMake will do, will look up all the input files, generate the output files, and only then we'll try to build the project. So all these files will be available during the build. Okay, so now one thing we want to do is, let's not forget because it will screw us up big time. So since this file will get, actually, let me do it later. I think that will be interesting to later. Okay, so now what we want to do, we want to create that file. Let's say quick bits config.h, and they were supposed to be input. Don't forget this in, right? This is like industry standard. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to have extension in. It could be any extension, but this is the industry standard to just say that in at the end. Okay. So then in here, all we have to do is just write some C code with the definition, define, and then we'll say quick bits version major. I mean, this string could be anything, right? It could be like my ass, something, I don't know. Quick bits version major. This string is important though. This will be generated for you. Okay, so now let's this is I just wanna, okay. So we have one for major and one for minor, right? So the thing on the right is actually important to be this way, and the thing on the left could be anything, any name. Okay, let's see. So now what we want to do is we're going to generate our Hfile to become a, yeah, okay. So now we go in our source file and we want to include that file. Quick bits config.h. Okay. Now we want to print it because now we get all those definitions, right? So let's say we want to print it major version. Quick bits version, what was it? Quick bits for, you remember that definition that we had? Basically we would just have to print it here. major handle. Let's copy this, replace merger with minor, major, minor, right? So we have major, minor, we print it, we included this guy here. Okay, all looks good, right? All right, let's, and by the way, I'm gonna give you like some heads up, this is gonna fail. I'll explain you why. Okay. Try to build it, boom, we have an error. So our main.cc says you cannot find this file, quickbits config.h. So where you go, let's see. So we have this input file, right? We have main.cc, tries to include this file. Okay, so this file actually, this is the input file, and the output file actually is inside of this directory, build directory. See right here? We can open it and see what's inside. See, it replaced the proper versioning. The problem is that our main.cc doesn't see this quickbit.h as include directory. So basically, what you really should do is something like this, right? Build quickbits.config, right? The problem is it might be different directory than build, right? It could be something like out or something. Some people name it differently. Like I've seen a lot of, like this is also popular dist, right? So really, best way to do it is to add that build directory to our include pad, so they can do something like this. Okay, so how do we do that? Right, you remember I showed you this CMake current source directory. So CMake current source directory points to the current source directory, is this guy, right? This is build directory is different. So build directory, the name for it, I think it's binary directory. Yeah, because the binaries goes here, so I think this is the binary. Let's try it. I'm almost sure it's a binary. But you know, everyone can always be wrong. Project binary dear, I think it's called. Okay, let's try again. Let's remove just in case. CMake. Let's build it. There you go, built. Here you go, our Panda, Hello Bates, major version, and minor version. So it wasn't that bad, right? I mean, you really have to do it once. You have to set it up, how to do it for your project, and that'll be it. So one thing to remember, yeah, is this project binary directory, configure file, and extension of the rule. Alright, I hope you guys like this video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.